everybody, and welcome to the Sunfall cycle. Oh my goodness, we're back. Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
Steven has opinions about beer, but thankfully none of those were heard in the public sphere. So
it's because I'm drinking this Trappist beer. It's brewed by monks.
What does that mean? Trappist beer?
It traps you.
It means it's brewed by monks. It's brewed by Trappist monks.
It's a trap. You drink it thinking, oh, I'm an American. How bad is this beer?
Monks would never do this to me.
8%,
I've got Jesus on my side.
10%. Right. Then you
negative.
Drink,
it's a 14% beer.
Exactly.
It's basically
it's
like
trap.
a beer wine.
It's a wine, yeah.
It's a trap, is what it is.
Trap.
All monks
I'm an expert on Trappist beer, and that's why it's called that.
Apparently you are. Wait, so all monks are like, look, I ain't getting none. I can't get up to crazy stuff. I gotta go pray every day. I'm gonna do it drunk. Is what I'm gonna do. Is that what I'm hearing?
Like, if you're praying every day, then there's a lot of time for like things to just sit around.
Yeah.
Right. So you need something to ferment. Yeah, exactly. So that's why. So my uncle was a monk. He's awesome.
For real? Like a real monk?
Like a real monk,
like
a real
Friar
Catholic
Tuck?
monk. Like Friar Tuck.
Is this past tense was? Did he multi-class?
He's past tense was. He is now multi-classed out into regular human society human. And his monastery used to, did it brew beer? I think his monastery didn't brew beer, but it made cheese.
Cheese? Yeah, that's the other one. Yep.
Fermentation and fudge. So like every year.
Fermentation. Sorry,
What?
it felt like the right thing.
It felt like the right time for a chant.
Yeah.
Fermentation. Yeah.
Fermentation.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what they say while they're fermenting their beer.
Yeah, it's like the Oompa Loompas, but with fermentation.
Their monk chant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're monks.
Right.
And I've watched Monty Python a few times. I know a lot about this. So
now I'm singing like fermentation to the tune of the Oompa Loompa song in my head. Fermentation, fermenty-do.
Fermenty-do?
Yeah.
Fermenty-do.
We're gonna wait for you to get tasty. Wait, that doesn't even rhyme. I don't know.
we are gonna make the tastiest brew. Come on, where's your improv?
Yes! Oh, damn!
Kron saves the day.
Yeah.
Amazing. So that's what's going on with my evening. What's going on with y'all?
Nothing. I'm here for you, dude.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
We're
Actually,
all right, kids.
I'm here mostly because this is the one time that I get to see what the hell will Brit say. It's one of my favorite games.
What?
Hopefully you all play it with me. This week on What the Hell Will Brit Say? What the hell will Brit say? It's going to be a good episode.
Do I
can't
say
wait.
weird things every time we talk? I guess maybe. I don't know.
I mean, sounds legit.
What will I say? Even I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes
We
it so
all
much
get to
fun.
share in this experience together,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, that's what makes it great. This is a good game. I can't wait to play it with all of you this week.
All right, so like when Brit says something, do we all yell Yahtzee?
No. It's not like mock Brit for saying it. It's just what will she say, and then you like
just
absorb it.
You
take
discover
it.
maybe there's like some sage nodding.
Yeah, you're like, that just happened. Yeah, you're like, you know what? I've seen that today, and that was fucking awesome. And you move
She
on
said
with
the
your
thing.
life.
Amazing.
Yeah, you don't have to call it out. I can tell when you guys make a certain face that's I can see it. It's fine.
We're all
Jesse
friends.
goes,
It's true. I do make faces.
and then
I
you
am
go like
known.
your eyebrows.
I can't wait. All right.
I think I overthink it, and I just sit there like trying to think about what she just said.
You do like a real good like.
Yeah, like I'll sit
Thinking
there and
face.
I'll overthink it every single time.
Don't.
You know, like I'm just
Nothing
like,
that I ever say is worth being overthought.
you know, if you're like, I'm still Britt Wiseman, I'm
One
like,
layer.
am I still that Browns girl?
Right? There's a lot of
Things have changed a lot in the past 3 years. Am I still that same person when I started, when I took that moniker? Am I the same? And I'll like
Oh my
get
God. Yeah. Am I the same person that I was when
Technically,
I was
you're
in, like,
not.
middle school?
Technically,
Yeah.
You're not. Most of you's not.
Every day we
they're all of
change.
you. You're what, a 100% new person every 7 years?
Yeah.
Except for your
All
brainium. Except for your
Yeah.
brain.
Your little brain folds, they stay the same.
So wait. Okay, all right. Hear me out here.
Oh boy.
Humans are a mecha. Change my mind.
What?
Humans
Well,
are a mecha. There's a
we're
brain
machines.
inside of you, yes. And it controls your emotions. The brain is intact and stays static, but then the rest of you changes over time as you get like upgrades or downgrades or like parts wear out. A human is a mecha.
I don't like being associated with anime.
That's-
What if I was?
You're not wrong.
What
That's
if I
a
was
dirty
like?
lie.
Don't.
What if I was like instead? You know, like I don't know, something like a fleshy meat sack with a man in it.
That's a person. You just described a human being.
Well, then who's more accurate? Hmm?
Can I be like a flesh golem?
Yeah, like can I be that?
Mm. All right. Jesse and Bronze are flesh golems.
Thank you.
Eric and Britt are mechas.
What are wait?
Okay.
What are
Okay,
you?
I'm fine with being a mecha. That
like
works for me.
that. Fleshy meat mecha, guys.
Are we?
can-
Whoa! Are
I'm
we
here
not
for
going to address what just happened here? Where he's like, yeah, Jesse and Bronze are flesh golems, and Eric and Britt are mecha. Stop. Full stop.
That's the end. The end of it.
And you are? What are you? If you're like, I am an omnipotent god. I exist in the ones and zeros.
I'm
I was
comfortable
old when
being
this
a
world was
mecha.
young. Like
He's
what?
I was gonna
actually
say-
just
yeah.
like a self-aware like AI, and he actually doesn't exist. He coalesces, like the mists like coalesce and they like form him for the purposes of this stream, and then he just
Yeah.
ceases to exist again.
I'm the brain in the vat.
Entity. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm the one of us that exists.
Oh god,
There you go. That was
that
a
is
Brit-
that,
oh,
that is
yeah.
legitimately the spookiest. I think that is the spookiest Lovecraft stuff.
Yeah,
For
out
sure.
of all of us, you would be the guy whose like brain is in a jar like 1,000 years from
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I'm a brain in a jar.
And they're like, we need to play a game. And they're like, ask the brain.
That's the brain in the jar.
That's your whole purpose in 1,000 years is running games for people in space. Like it's
my purpose?
Monks ferment brains in jars.
You run games for people while you
He
ferment.
drank
in a
so
jar.
much of that trap juice. He's now.
Why do you,
in a jar.
why do you think? Yeah, why do you think it's so like such a high percentage? It's because it's getting that brain alcohol,
Get my brain brine on.
brain brine. There we go.
All right, kids, we're here. We're in a creepy forest. We're staring down the barrel of a fully loaded serpent. Let's set the scene. So, would the four of you please remind us what happened last time after we set out from camp?
Last time,
you were pursuing something, right?
yes. I think I was leading us around into the forest to chase that thingy. What was that thing?
What was that thing?
Did we know what it was, or was that the thing that we
Y'all were like,
kind of knew what it was but didn't?
maybe let's go hunt down this bear?
Correct.
right? The
Oh,
thing that
yeah.
was supposed to be like the Ankara doppelganger thing.
Right.
Yeah.
We're after
And you
it.
found like some scrapes of tracks in the loam and some like scratches down the sides of trees that had like torn bark off, and Kara led the four of you through the woods in its direction. And you sort of didn't notice because you were all four so focused on like examining the tracks and keeping pace with this trail you were following. But like the forest grew a little darker and the trees grew a little taller and scarier and scragglier, and they probably got like wicked jagged branches like you see in Halloween cartoons and stuff like that. There's Spanish moss hanging down, and some of the trees are like splintered and broken open. Chat, I think as the camera follows our intrepid quartet. Our intrepid quartet.
I'm sorry. What
I
was
think-
that? What was that? Quadrio? What was that?
I was,
word?
I was
It's
trying
fine.
to think of the word for four that was not trio, but instead of trio, four.
Quadrio.
So I was just going to make up quadrio. There's actually a word for that, and it's quartet. You learn new things every day. So, yes, as the four of you are walking through the forest, I think probably
I
those
wish
of
Jeff
us who
was
are...
here to react to that.
Look,
He wouldn't say anything. He just
He'd make a face. He'd be like,
Just shame. Just like, this is what I'm doing for 2 hours. Cool.
He always, whenever he looks to one side and then he like slightly shakes his head.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything, but he says it all.
I mean, he was an eloquent man.
It's like it's 10:34 and all you fuckers have talked about trap juice and brains in jars.
And monks. Nobody cares about monks. Can we please kill things?
In honor of Jeff, let's get this animal, guys.
Yeah.
That's right. So
First track.
as you're walking, the camera pans behind you, and we see like just outside of y'all's vision, sort of around the side of a tree, there's like an overly long femur stuck into the ground. It looks like maybe it was like broken off and like the jagged pointy spiky end was like stuck in the ground, and there's like jagged thin purple runes running up the side of the femur, and maybe just off very far away through a gap in the trees we can see another one, some 50 or 100 feet through the forest. However, the four of you were completely oblivious and basically stepped onto the head of this great serpent that reared up. And it asks you something like, what are you doing in my domain? What do the four of you say in response to this particular query? It was Bronze who was leading the group, right? I think you're sort of like nose to snout with this huge green serpent. Let me describe what it looks like.
Actually,
It's
Bronze
ancient.
was the last person, if I recall. She was
I
in the
thought-
back.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Kara was leading.
I think I was leading.
Oh,
No.
sorry. I meant Britt and therefore Inkara. Yeah, Inkara was leading because you were the one tracking the tracks through the forest. So Britt, it's Inkara who is nose to snout with this great serpent. It's ancient. It's covered in like Spanish moss and clusters of craggy scales that sort of like erupt out of its skin like barnacles. It has lizard-like arms that are sort of like
little ones.
Yes. Yeah, it has like little weak-looking spindly lizard-like arms. And it looks quite old, like the skin on its claws is quite wrinkly. But its eyes glare at you with a cunning that you have rarely seen. It has this it looks incredibly angry, like it's drawing back its lips from its teeth, which are like tiny pointed needles, and there's like a noxious fume that rises out of its nostrils as it stares at you. Would all four of you make a perception check for me, please? This is like whichever one of you gets the highest, I will tell you the information.
Realized
It's not me.
I didn't
It's not Eric.
haven't opened roll 20 yet. It's fine.
Okay, perception check. Oh, did I? Oh, you know what? I didn't do that. I used investigation instead of perception. I was ready to roll my super skills, and I failed.
I mean, you're pretty good at perception,
Dang.
as shown. So,
Dang.
Sarek, it is you who notices. This serpent has an ancient, wicked, spined spear that is skewered through its chest, and like the point is erupting out of a point, like sort of just below its breastbone.
Okay.
It's like this wicked, ancient black iron thing. It looks like almost like part of a wrought iron fence. It looks so old.
Oh yeah.
When you say wicked, are you saying like evil looking or like fucking cool?
I think probably this is like D&D wicked, which means
okay.
it looks vicious and ancient and super painful and also evil in a super cool way.
Not Bostonian is what you're okay. As long as we're on the same page.
It's not a Bostonian spear.
Right. Okay.
It's wicked stuck in there.
It is definitely
Next to a
that.
car.
And it's covered in thin, craggy purple runes that glow from within the depths of the iron. So that's what you see. And Kara, this creature just reared up. It looks like it's probably 30 feet long. Its head is like the size of an entire like upper half of a human. What do you do in response to this, Ankara?
So is Sark the only one who sees the spear stuck in the snaky?
I think all of you see it. Sark's probably the very first to see it, but as it
Okay.
rears up higher, you can see the shaft driven through the body of this serpent.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I want to help it, guys. I want to help and save.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just cranky because it has a spear inside of it.
That sounds awesome. Do it.
I'm gonna say, hello. Are you okay? What happened to you?
Oh, wow. Well, you know, somehow in my preparation, I didn't expect.
Well, how much time do you have?
Kind.
Yeah, man, give me a perception roll.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Awesome.
I assume that wasn't at advantage.
I knew that was
No, it was not.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I think something about the way you say it, Inkara, just like you can see his eyes flash and he like lashes back with his mouth. He says, "I'm fine." And then he like strikes forwards towards you, his mouth just opening wide, revealing this great bristling maw of spines. Would all four of you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh my god.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, so Bronze and Sarek, the two of you are surprised. You weren't expecting to step on a giant snake.
I
and you
really
also
thought he
weren't
was going to be fine with us talking to him.
Totally. That's what happens in this world. Kairos and Kara, on the other hand, are
Just
not
in case, though.
surprised. Oh,
anyone
shit.
anyone,
What is
anyone
this?
within 10 feet of me, you just get a +1 to your save. I don't think it would matter for us, but
I have 11.
No.
I had a
definitely
5.
not.
wanted to remind.
That's cool though. That's awesome. We should definitely remember that. Good thinking. Cool. So would the four of you please roll for initiative?
Yeah.
And let's see.
Oh my god, am I on this?
Here.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh right. Yeah.
I can't
None of you
click
can
on
actually do
myself.
the thing because you can't select yourselves.
Sir, I can't click on myself.
Let's just 1, 2, and 3 and add turns. Cool. And for Aya, that is a 15. For Sarek, that is a not rolled yet, but for Brit, that's a 22. Cool. Kairos gets an 11. Awesome. I will bring you all over here onto this screen.
Holy bajoli.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow.
Meow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Ew.
Wow.
Okay, how do I show this on screen? All right, let's figure this out.
What just happened? And why did it just happen?
We know his name now. Joke's on you. His name is Volziratoth.
Yes, it's true.
And now that
We
we, know
didn't
his
have to
name, we have
suss out that
power.
info.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have power over him now.
I just say that 3 times. Volziratoth.
You know, he would normally be summoned to you, but in this circumstance, I believe he is perhaps already there. Sarek, go ahead.
I wasn't sure if it was a Rumpelstiltskin-esque situation. or
What does
not.
Rumpelstiltskin do when you say his name 3 times?
I thought that's how you defeat him.
He eats a baby.
Mm.
I don't remember.
Whoa, that's
He
a
eats a
dark
baby
story.
after 3 times of saying.
That was the Brit line of the day.
Well, he does eat babies, right? But Rumpelstiltskin, like, that's what the whole
Yeah.
spindle, and he's like, "Give me your baby."
That's because he eats babies?
That's what he says. Give me your baby.
I thought he like takes them into the forest and like they're his like
And
servants
doesn't
Yeah.
now.
That's where goblins come from.
I thought he
Yeah.
ate them.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're taking matters into our own hands.
I thought he ate them.
Good. Sarek, you got a
It's
5.
like so much work for one meal.
Right?
He's gonna spin like
Well-
straw into gold. Yes.
Yeah.
So, cool. Looking around you, right in front of you is Vilzirathoth, and you're sort of in amongst the trees. Back behind Vilzirathoth, there's like this craggy outthrust sort of warren of stones that are like menhirs that have like thrust up out of the ground. It looks like sort of a place where you could probably lose someone who is like trying to chase after you. I think, let's see, who gets like passive benefit from their perception here? Sarek and Ankara, both of you, when you look back behind Velzerathoth at these craggy stone outcroppings, you can see like patches of scale that have been shed dangling from some of these rocks. So that's these rocks over here, and we're currently sort of all in amongst these trees. Over here. And of course, I've represented treetops up here. The trees are like ancient and old and craggy and have big, sturdy branches. They look pretty easy to climb and scamper up. So let's take a look at this. Ankara, you're not surprised at this. Velzerathoth's gaping maw is flashing in your direction. What do you do in response?
Let's see. There's a couple things we could do. I think I want to try this heat metal spell.
Oh, and heat the rod in it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so smart. Oh, that's awesome.
I tried to be nice, but now he's not being nice, so we have to melt him.
Just pour salt in that wound. Right, literally.
Yeah.
So are you trying? What are you trying to heat?
Doesn't he have iron like in
The wrought iron
body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That seems like a reasonable target. What's like the range on heat metal and everything?
The range is 60 feet.
Damn.
Concentration up to 1 minute, 1 action. Choose a manufactured metal object that you can see. Object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast the spell. Until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to cause this damage again.
Dude, that is super cool. All right, awesome.
Okay, yeah, it's not holding it, so.
This
Okay.
is
Go ahead and cast the spell so it gets stuck in chat for us.
Oh, I didn't add it to my thingy.
I'm gonna click it.
How do you click it?
How do I do the? Oh no, click. No. Nope. Okay, cool. Well,
How do I roll
that's fine. I don't think you actually have to roll anything. You just choose it,
Choose it.
and then you make it happen.
Okay.
Boom. Any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast the spell. Until the spell ends and its concentration up to a minute, you can use your bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to cause this damage again. Wow. Wicked. All right. So what does it look like when you cast heat metal? Like when you activate the spell?
I feel like I would be like, okay, well, I wish you hadn't done that. Like this. And then it gets slowly hotter and hotter, and I'm like, "Urgh." I'm pushing all of the like heart and energy that I have into the rod that's driven through his body, and I'm heating it up, and it's starting to glow brighter and brighter red.
Fantastic.
And Kara, did you want to cast it at that level and do 2d8, or do you want to cast it like if you do third level, it does 3d8 extra?
Oh, let's do third level. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a slot for that. Let's do third level. Good
Wicked.
call, Eric. Thanks.
All right. Awesome. So roll 3d8.
Yep. Cool.
Awesome. -13. Cool. So you reach out and like twist your hand, and this jagged, wicked spear through the body of this serpent just starts glowing bright red, and like you smell the stench of scale and chitin sort of like searing against this metal. And he just like pulls back and shrieks like a piping roar that you like birds suddenly go flying up from all of the treetops nearby. Awesome. Is that all for you, Britt?
Yeah, I think on this turn that'll be it.
Let's see. Maybe we
Can you move far away from it?
Oh, that's a good point.
Right.
Just move back. How do we do that? How are we doing this movement stuff, Steven?
Yeah, so let's see. Like you were basically like right here. I'm gonna just like shrink you down a little bit.
Okay.
You were like right here in the trees with him. You can just go ahead and like pull yourself back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna back it up. Back it
Yeah,
up.
cool.
Yeah.
And I'll shrink all of y'all down so that we can actually play a little bit tactically with regions. I saw someone, maybe it was Sly Flourish, who's just like, if you're into Dungeons and Dragons and you're not following a Sly Flourish, then like, what even are you doing? If you have Twitter, go give Sly Flourish a follow. That was talking about like battle via region. I think, yeah, okay. So yeah, you're still in the woods, but you're like back in a more distant portion of the woods. And that's what we've got. Awesome. Aya, it's your turn. But you were surprised, right? That means you don't get an action, so we skip straight over to Kairos. You are still alert enough to take action in response.
Okay. Then it's going to me. The first thing I see is that as long as Ankara can keep that spell up, it's going to be doing damage. So I want to close ranks and like, is there some way I can kind of hold off this zone so that the thing can't get past me? Is there any way, like there's like a nice tree and those menhirs where like it's not going to be easily, I don't know, it might be able to jump over me, but maybe not like slither past. Is there like a way I can move to position myself there?
Give me a perception check. Let's see if you can see like a tactical advantage,
right?
Or if you think there's another skill you should be using to like tactics out.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm trying to do like a Thermopylae, like if there's only like this, like between this rock and this giant tree, I'm gonna plant my feet down right there.
You're trying to hot gates this thing?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Cool. So I'm gonna perceive here.
I'm gonna say DC. yeah, absolutely. That's enough. There is one, but it's actually back close to where Brit is.
So we all have to fall back.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So then if I go around and stand there, Brit will still be protected?
Yes. Brit can be like behind you.
Right.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna tell everyone to fall back. And let's do that, right? So I'll probably like move me to the spot where it makes sense, right? I like have my shield, like telling people to come on, let's get over here. Yep. And then I'm going to try to throw a regular javelin at it to see what happens. So not my
not your
javelin of lightning.
Javelin. Yeah, totally.
Not yet. Okay, I wish it was that one. That's
right.
Fine. 12.
5. Nice.
Could I flourish this a little bit?
Yes.
Could I slyly flourish this? I would love to be able to hit, rather than the monster, hit the heated wrought iron, so it like goes in deeper.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, this thing has like spikes and barbs all over the hot red shaft of the thing. So as your javelin strikes it, it sends up like a shower of sparks. And it just digs in some of these barbs deeper. Vilzarathoth roars. Sarek, you also are just standing there, mouth agape, shocked.
I don't get to go. I'm just like, I can't believe it attacked us.
This is a really surprising development.
What a crazy turn of events.
Who would have thought?
Okay.
All right, awesome. So, Kairos, you and Ankara are back over there. Sarek and Aya are still like stunned at what has happened.
I don't think I realized they were stunned. Yeah.
But I think at this point, Vilzarathoth really feels more threatened by you and Ankara than Sarek and Aya. So he slithers forwards up over to where you are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move him up here and say we're just like doing the regions now. So Sarek and Aya down here in one chunk of forest, and Vilzarathoth is up here with Kairos and Ankara in another chunk of forest. You have to be in the same chunk in order to do melee attacks against each other, but you can ranged attack from any of these places to each other. So
that's good.
Vilzarathoth slithers forwards on his tiny little lizard arms. And let's see. Oh, wow. Right. That's right. That one.
Oh, 4 times around. Sick.
We're going to need to add a turn. Add a turn. Cool.
That's great. That's
4 minus 1 minus 4.
Okay.
This will be fine. This will be fine.
All right.
This will be okay.
That's fine.
He's fast for an old man.
No, I got to hold it between the trees, so I can't say that there's like a tree in the way. That wouldn't make sense because I'm kind of like choke pointing it, so that's not true.
You're
that's not true.
Like choke pointing.
Yeah, I'm in the middle. I'm out.
Getting to.
Yep. Okay. Come on. All right.
All right.
Bye. Well, I had one round. Everybody, it was great. Great seeing everyone. See you back on the moon. It's fun.
Also,
here it comes.
This one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course.
No problem. So first, it bites at you, lashing out with this
17
this maw. And a 14, of course, misses, and then it strikes at you twice with its claws, which are pretty small and weak. So 1, 2, both of those hit.
Oh, okay.
So that's a total of 10 damage.
All right.
And then it bites at you again,
Jesus.
hitting, dealing you 10 piercing and 4 poison.
Yeah, of course it does.
Goodbye, friend.
All right, 14.
Goodbye.
I'm still up. I got this.
Sorry, I did not mean to click bite. I meant to click claw.
Of course.
Claws at you. Oh, shit. For 6 damage.
All right, half health. It's fine.
And then it claws at you a final time, missing.
There you go, right? All right, just did 30 damage to me. No problem.
No problem. No sweat.
Look at that.
All right. And Kara, you just saw this creature surge forward and just lacerate Kairos as it advanced. What do you
Hold!
Oh man. Oh, we're
Bear.
too close
Bear.
to it.
Bear. Oh wait, no, don't bear. No bear.
No bear.
Shark.
Like, don't we have abilities to like
Sure.
Turn
blind?
into a snake and act like you're its baby.
Father, what have you done? These are my friends, Father.
I'm not an elf. I'm actually a snake.
Father, what are you doing?
I'm cold-blooded just like you, Father.
Oh no.
Don't you don't you have like a
I have the best plans. There's no way this could go poorly.
don't you have like a smoke something or like a
Right.
don't we have abilities now that can cloud the battlefield so that he
I
can't
can.
see us?
I have like a
Um,
magical one, but
I-
we
Yeah.
can't stand in it.
Can
I have pass without trace.
well,
Cool.
I think if you do that, you no longer heat metal
Yeah.
because of the
So
concentration.
it's kind of like, do we want to give that up?
Or does it benefit us more for you to keep heating that metal? Like, will it get
Yeah.
worse over time, or will it
Yeah,
still do the same?
It's free damage.
I mean, it's
free
3d8
damage.
damage per round, which is pretty
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, it's probably
Might as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
And as
Okay.
long as Ankara doesn't get hit, like they can maintain it free, right? So that's why I'm like
that's
trying
why
to
you're in
protect
the
her so much.
front. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's a strategy.
Because
Okay.
anytime she gets hit, then she has to like make sure she can keep concentrating.
Sure.
So
Okay.
is there like any animal that has like a ranged attack that you could turn into? I don't know.
Oh,
Well,
You know what I mean?
Dilophosaurus.
Conjure animals, so I could conjure some animals.
Oh my god.
Just throw some squirrels at
It
this.
might be a time for a snake party. I
Baby
know
snake,
little snakes. They are half. I think they're
Yeah.
like half a point, so I should be.
I
able
think-
to have,
I think it also ruins your concentration though.
oh, that's right, because I have to use Damn it.
Anything with the C,
Yeah, you're right.
it's right out.
Well,
That's why I was wondering if you could wild shape into something that could like
This
This is
spit.
crazy, but hear me out.
what?
What if
Okay.
you ice knife them and
I
you
was
get a nice icy
just-
hot?
Thinking about that.
But then he'd
effect?
just be like,
That's
I'm so
really
relaxed
correct.
right now. Thank you, Shaquille O'Neal.
But that's what we need. Maybe he'll calm down from the icy hot effect and be like, ah.
This is more painful than I expected,
I
but
just
also
I'll
more
hold a
relaxing.
dagger at his eyeball where he's not burning, and he'll have a frozen eye.
My knee feels much better.
I can play basketball again. He dribbles away. It's like, we did it.
Dribble.
All right, ice knife it is.
Don't you need the concentration, though? Or is that a different thing?
That's
Oh, yeah.
instantaneous.
Yep. Ice knife is not a concentration
So I should be
spell.
able to concentrate,
Dang.
ice knife him, and then heal you, Eric, with my bonus action.
The bonus action is the heating though.
Yes. You only get one bonus action.
Well, should I heal you then?
No, I'm fine. I can heal myself. I can lay on hands.
Okay. Let's see. Range spell attack. Hit. Target takes 1d10 piercing damage. Hit or miss, the shards explode. The target and each creature. Are you within 5 feet of it?
Oh yeah, absolutely right.
Ooh.
Or is it attacking
Definitely.
from 10 feet away? I
No,
assume
no,
it's gonna be
you're-
close to me because
you're
it's got the
engaged.
tiny arms. Yeah, it's got the tiny arms. You'll hit me too with that.
Yeah, if I hit you, you have to succeed on dexterity or take 2d6 cold damage.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Please, I'm already so cold.
Yeah. Maybe I'll skip that. Should I just hang
You have a
out?
bow? You could always just shoot him.
Yeah, I'll
You
just
could,
arrow
you
him.
could snake him.
Yeah. Oh, can I? Can't do that from that far away though.
No, you'd have to be in melee.
No, you have to be
snake him.
close enough.
All right, I'll just shoot him with the short.
Can you be
bow.
like a giraffe and like attack from behind me with your long neck?
Just like the giraffe headbutt. Plop.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it's
I
like
can
something
I
with
can
reach.
Short bow him. That's probably the most
Yeah.
sensible.
I mean, you got that free 3d8 for your burning. Hey, that's a hit.
Okay.
So roll it up.
Okay.
7 piercing damage, not half bad.
And then I get to roll 3d8, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
18.
All right, that boss-sized health bar has not moved at all.
Not
Awesome.
really.
I mean, you've probably dealt like 1/10 of his health bar damage. Yeah.
Hold on, the real gangsters haven't gone yet. Don't worry, we gonna
That's
get
right.
him.
Yeah, sneak
All
attacks.
right. Aya, what's up?
All right. This is gonna seem weird, but especially because I don't know how well this is gonna work because he's probably preoccupied with other things. But I'm gonna like read his mind.
I just said we were
Cool.
the real gangsters, and you could try to read his mind.
Yeah.
Sure, dude. That's
She's
so
trying to get leverage, bro.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, if we can manipulate this creature to fight the giant ravening bear or like get information on him. Because like I'm curious who impaled him and if it was the evil version of Ankara. Like, I don't want a giant spear going through me. Like, we might be able to like leverage its friendship.
That is gangster. Leveraging someone's friendship is the most gangster thing of all.
I'm tweeting that immediately.
manipulation is gangster as fuck.
I'm tweeting it. I'm the leverager. It's time for my Twitter clout to come. right.
I mean, do it. What the hell?
Okay. All right. Oh my God, that's really long, but
You cast wall of text.
All right. For the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast the spell and as your action on each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. If the creature you choose is an inch of 3 or lower, doesn't speak the language, the creature is unaffected. You initially learn surface thoughts of the creature. What's most on its mind at that moment? It is so hungry, and also you get you hear the thought, "It's been so long." Yeah, that's its surface thoughts right now. And it was your action to cast the spell. So as an action next turn, you can either shift your attention or probe deeper. Yes.
which next turn I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Okay. So you are also concentrating. So I'll put a little concentration symbol on you. Cool.
He's just hungry, guys.
He just wants food.
He just wants to eat us.
Is there anything else you want to do, Aya?
Well, we could always have Ankara conjure animals for him to eat.
That does get rid of the heat metal.
He's hungry. I say this.
What are the
Yeah, the
ethical
party.
implications of creating animals to only then feed to?
He just
A
opens his
ravening
mouth,
monster.
and then we
Yeah.
just conjure
Just
the
like-
animals above his mouth.
So I read his
Hi.
mind and see that he's tearing, Eric to shreds. And I'm
Yes.
just like, guys, he's just hungry.
The thing is, Fey animals conjured would be like, they wouldn't actually have any like calories because they would just
know that.
disappear.
He's an idiot.
Yeah,
Well, they would
it's
have
true.
calories until they disappear.
That's
You'd
true.
be like, "Oh, this is such a satiating meal," and then like,
It's like Coke Zero.
What?
Yeah, it's like a sativa or whatever, the stuff they put in Coke Zero.
Sativa.
Shut up. Wait, no.
Whatever the hell's in Coke Zero, I love it.
Stevia?
Salvia.
Stevia.
Stevia, whatever.
I don't know what they put in this drink, but
Stevia.
it's great.
A crucial plot point for Breaking Bad, which makes me wonder how much did the Stevia producers pay to get featured in Breaking Bad as a crucial plot point. Good. Excellent. Was there anything else you wanted to do, or are you just shouting it's hungry?
Yeah.
It's for sure
Okay.
hungry. It's like it's got hangar bangar. It's hungry.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
real for sure
Hangry.
hungry.
Do we know?
Kairos,
only
it's your
animal?
turn.
I guess we'll find out.
Oh boy. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple things here.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on myself, and I'm gonna shout out,
Nice.
screaming, "Hold!" So boost my AC by 2. I'm gonna spend my full action to dodge.
Nice.
So if it wants me, it's gonna have to fight for me. So it's disadvantage on everything. And then I'm trying to think if I want to burn my reaction right now with the lay on hands to everybody thing. But no one else is hurt.
No one else is hurt.
So I think that's going to be enough. I think I'm going to be okay.
Okay.
I can't also lay on hands. All right. So yep, I'm just going to brace for its attacks and just serve as an HP buffer for Ankara.
Okay.
Sarek Bashar.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Question for you.
Yes.
Would I be giving up my turn to attack if I what are these femurs with runes and shit in them? Is it related?
That was
to
actually
this thing?
that was quite a ways back.
Oh, okay.
as you
I
were
thought this was like
approaching into
around
this
it.
area.
And I was like, is it being held in here? All right, never mind. F that. All right, I shoot this bastard in the back.
Doink doink.
You get sneak attack because
You get
I'm
sneak
next
attack.
to it.
It's engaged.
Oh, yes, let's do this like a shaboop. Oh, my
Oh!
God. Oh my god! And then my sneak
Whoa.
attack is. What is my sneak attack? 3d6.
So it's doubled.
Is it still 3d6?
Yeah, it isn't 46 till next level.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got double longbow plus 6d6.
So I get another 3d6. 3d6.
You got another d6.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
A
Good
little
night.
better.
I shot him in his back, and he's like,
All right, so that's
Then and
that's
click the
23.
longbow for the regular
Yeah,
damage.
Click the longbow for your damage.
click the longbow. There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice.
Jesus.
So
Wow,
Makes
damn.
sense.
once again, the hero. You're welcome.
Wow. 18 plus 8 is 26.
It's a wicked damage.
36, 41 damage from a single arrow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
he's
41 damage. Oh god.
He's like clawing. He's like clawing at you, trying to get you. Kairos. He's like, "Ugh," and I shoot him, and it hits him right in the armpit, which is the worst place to be hit. And he's
Yeah.
like,
Definitely the worst. I was thinking it's like that scene from Princess Mononoke where like his arm is all like, and then the arrow just like chops off a dude's head. But no, armpit shot.
armpit, way
100%.
worse, way worse than that. Yeah.
It is way worse than that. And
Can you do the demonic mutation arm sound again? Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I remember Brunzel's Mononoke.
yeah, that was basically just that all the time. There was like a boar who was like, and then there was like, I don't know, probably some like sort of like gross creature crawling on its all fours, which is like, yeah. This guy, yeah, I think he like arches his back and roars and shrieks to the heavens, and then he turns his burning eyes.
Can I
in
use my
your
cunning
direction.
action to disengage back behind the back behind the trees? Just I kind of screwed up.
So, yes, you can.
All right, bye,
Yes.
haters. I'm gonna just.
Yeah.
You've just like straight up withdrawn back. You're quite far away. The Zirathoth looks around. He looks at Kairos, he looks at Ankara, he looks at Aya, he looks at Sarek. You're all four pretty spread out. I think it's at this point that Kairos, I think what he does is he sort of like looks around and you can see the cunning of his eyes gauging the battlefield situation. And then he turns his head away from you and slithers around to the right. And you get an attack of opportunity here because he's leaving your area of threat, but he's slithering around through the trees, finding a pathway around you in order to be able to go sort of position himself so that he's looking at both you and Ankara.
That's fucked up. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
because he's got eyes on the sides of his head. Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. All right. So free attack of opportunity then.
Yep. That
Yeah.
nails it. Yep,
Nice.
9 piercing damage, not bad. All right, yeah, so he slithers around through these trees until he's sort of come around on a flank, and he looks towards you, Eric, and like he opens his mouth, and there's like saliva and drool just dripping from it, and then he looks in Ankara's direction, and his eyes lock with yours, Ankara, and you can see this noxious fume arising from his nostrils, and then it all like sucks in because he breathes in. And then he opens his mouth, and this bilious black-green cloud comes roiling out, and it spreads through the forest until it engulfs both of you, Ankara and Kairos.
Someone in chat mentioned AoE attack incoming. I just want to say thank you. You're
Hold up.
Thank you,
Hold up.
chat.
12d6.
So both of you take 43 poison damage unless you
Cool.
succeed
I'm down
on
to
a
one.
Constitution
Get out of
saving throw.
town.
Yeah, make a Constitution save because, ouch.
I should have
Kairos,
just fed him.
Kairos, you take 21 poison damage, and Kara, you take 43 poison damage.
Jeez.
43.
43.
Okay.
Okay. So then I go down to, you said 21? Leaves me at 9.
Yes, 21. Yes.
And then I need to make another Constitution check.
Yes, both of you do.
Equal to half damage dealt. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
so 21, half of that is 10, so you're fine.
Oh, cool. So I still got my my thing.
And Kara, yeah, you
No,
you failed your saving throw, so the iron spear through his body grows cool once again.
Tight.
Tight. And then he runs forwards towards you, Kairos.
Yeah, bring it on.
And he bites at you.
All right. No.
Missing you. And then he claws at you,
Wacha.
Okay.
hitting you for 9 damage.
Okay. I'm down to 1.
Now you're at 1. And then he claws at you a final time,
my
hitting
God.
you again.
No.
Okay.
What happened? What
So
happened
then
to
I'm
your
knocked out.
like heal ball or whatever you were just using? Is that gone? Your bubble?
Heal ball.
Weren't you
Bubble?
using?
So he
Oh yeah,
had,
I didn't have Sanctuary up.
Yeah, he had Shield of Faith, which actually ended because he failed his concentration check. And then
No.
he was taking the dodge action, so the first bite attack didn't hit him because he
I thought
was
he
dodging.
didn't fail. Never
I
mind.
didn't fail it. I had it, but then you just rolled a 24 and a 23, so it didn't really matter.
Gotcha.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Look at that dice. That's some good dicing.
Right, yeah, you succeeded.
That's
on
good
that,
dicing,
12.
boy.
All right, so Kairos is now
I'm down.
unconscious. Clock. And also, we're going to grab this. And
Is he like dead down
Okay.
or just like hurt down?
Mm-hmm.
he's
I'm 0.
unconscious, but he's not dead.
Yeah.
All right, Ankara, it's your turn. You failed your concentration, right? Yes.
Yeah, I've got 14 hit points and nothing going on right now.
Bear.
Bear.
He'll kill you next turn if you don't.
Yeah, I think I want
That's
to
true.
conjure some little baby snakes. I'm not going to feed them to him, but I'm going to use them to possibly lead him away from us or
Okay.
around in circles or wherever we want him to go to put him in a good position for murder.
Yes.
So I'm gonna cast. I'll cast all the little snakies because I can do 8 beasts of a CR 1/4 or lower, and that gives me 8 snakes.
8 snakes.
Yes.
Snakes.
They are friendly to me and my companions. Roll initiative for the summoned creatures as a group. They have their own turn. They obey any verbal commands. Can I issue them verbal commands as a bear?
Are they poisonous snakes?
I think they're just the little.
What's their CR?
Should be a 1/4.
Yeah, they're giant poisonous snakes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
8 giant poisonous snakes?
Yeah, so you've got 8 medium-sized poisonous snakes.
Okay.
I'm gonna just drag this out here.
Well, actually, they're venomous, not poisonous.
These ones are poisonous because if you eat them, it's bad for you.
Well,
Uh,
just saying.
go.
That might be a good strat. If he eats them, he's gonna
If
have
he eats
a
them,
very
then
bad
he gets
tummy ache.
poisoned.
Poison.
Where? What? We gotta do that. Yes, and then it's in the thing, and I can assign this to Britt. In players' journals, Britt and Kara. Edited and controlled by Britt and Kara.
Thank you.
Save changes. All right, cool. And Kara, there is now a giant poisonous snake entry in the journal for you, in case you need to see, for example, what kind of attacks they have.
Sick. Thank you.
Awesome. And let's see. This is a giant poisonous snake. We're going to show the nameplate, and I'm just going to make there be 8 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh, they're like meeples.
6, 7. That's so many snakes.
Yeah.
I am the knight.
8. Is that your action, Britt?
Yeah, and my bonus will be to become Bearcara.
Awesome. Super cool. So we'll just pull Bearcara out right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And snakes. Bear and snakes.
The Bear and Snake sounds like a great British pub.
Right?
The Bear and
I
Snake.
Does.
agree.
Mhm.
Excellent.
The bear and
and
snake
you can, like-
can't have any babies. It's really sad.
Yeah.
What
Not
is it?
funny.
You have those torques of the shifter, right? Which mean that you can make
Yes.
an attack as a part of your shifting action.
Ah, yes.
Is that a bonus action thing?
I don't know if we determined whether it was or not. It might be.
Well, if it is a bonus action, I mean the torques wouldn't do anything because it's a bonus to shift.
Right. I think
Like-
it's probably a reaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's right.
So if you'd like to, and I think explicitly, you can either make an attack as your human form or as your new animal form, either one. So given
then
that-
if I can, maybe I'll shoot him with an arrow and then become a bear, so I don't have to
Yeah.
get close to it.
Totally. So in the middle of your transformation into bear, you've got like these 2 bear arms that are like pulling back this bow. Did you accidentally click
Fair.
twice?
Yeah, I accidentally clicked it, double clicked.
Then you crit.
Sick. Okay.
Wow.
6 + 5 is 11.
11. The hair is like growing out.
Holy shit. All right, Kairos, give me a death saving throw.
With pleasure.
You skipped me.
Did I? That sounds
Yeah.
like something I would
yeah.
do. All right, so that's 1 success on Kairos. But in the meantime, Aya, you've still got your mind meld going on. And this thing is like, I'm so hungry, it's been so long. And now all of a sudden you hear like, why are there friends here?
Oh, he thinks those are his friends. Oh. Can I probe deeper into his mind?
Yes. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yes.
Okay, wisdom. Not good at that. Not a terribly wise creature here. Pretty sure that fails.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and then
Because he'd have to make a 14 to beat me.
yeah. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. So it's super hungry. It feels trapped and lonely. It hasn't seen prey in like months. Yeah, and like this seems very strange to you because you're in the middle of a forest. You've seen animals like running away from you through the woods. Like it's odd that there would be no animals that it could find within, months, etc. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then what else? I want to give you the full benefit of this. And something that looms large in its mind. Okay, that there is something else that is sort of like
Flint
in the
doesn't have
back.
clean water. I know.
Right.
But other than that,
Yeah, free Hong Kong. In the back of its mind, you can tell that this creature has a keen sense for arcane magic.
Mhm.
And something, it has this sense like running down its spine as of some huge spell that is being worked somewhere, not immediately close by, but close enough that it can sense the arcane energies that are like coalescing. So
okay,
it,
moat
like,
of power.
perhaps even such a thing. Yeah, so that's the sort of thing that you're getting from reading this creature. So it was your action to delve deeper like that, right?
Yes.
Cool. Are you taking a movement? Are you doing anything else?
I'm gonna talk to him,
Cool.
Oh man, here we go.
but I'm not gonna do it out loud. I'm gonna do it in his brain
Ooh.
using my telepathic contact, so I can
Brain
sound
talk.
a little bit more intimidating. And I make my voice sound like really deep and almost serpentine. So I like drag out all my S's, and I say to him, "Old forest god, let this not be your demise. Come, let us parley. There is no need for you to die here today.
Yeah, cool. That's pretty good. Why don't you give me a persuasion with advantage?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to figure out where this
You know, I think you see his head turn in your direction through the woods. It's quite some ways away. You can't quite see him very clearly through all the trees and stuff. But you can see him sort of like peer around a tree and fix you with a single eye that can see through a gap.
Okay.
Yeah, you've clearly gotten his attention. Kairos makes his first death saving throw and succeeds. Sarek, it's your turn. This creature is no longer... Oh, wait. It is engaged by these giant poisonous snakes.
Yeah.
So you do have a sneak attack.
Right, but do I notice what's going on with Bronze and this creature?
That's all like in Bronze's mind and the creature's mind, basically.
Well, if I screw this up for you, because
you
I
can
shoot
look
the damn face.
I mean, you are very perceptive, though. Does he notice like the creature's eye shift and kind of like this understanding develop?
You know, I'd give you an
eye
insight.
for detail.
I'd give you an insight check to see if you understand what is happening.
All right.
You've worked with Aya for long enough to know how she operates. Yo, yeah, Aya's definitely doing her mind fuckery thing. It's working a little bit. Like, you can see what's going on. There's a spark there. Their eyes are connecting across the forest floor.
Yeah, all right. Sarek is just like, he's
got scales.
He looks at her. Oh, yeah. Looks at her, looks at it, looks at her again, looks at it again, and it's just like, oh, son of a... And, like, puts his hands up and, like, backs off and is, like, death glaring at Aya like, this better work. And I, like, just back off a little forward, like, or a little backwards into the woods behind me.
Are you backing into the stone menhirs back here? That's like what's behind you. If you back up much, you're going to be backing up into those menhirs.
I was going to say more behind the trees, so I am no longer a visible threat.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, he's clearly going for a higher advantage. Like, he's going to climb those rocks. Like, I want to just into the bushes, like, okay.
Homer Simpson it.
Yes.
Why don't you take the hide action and just like hide yourself behind a tree?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm like, all right, I trust you, but I'm also not an idiot and going to stand out in the open.
Yep. Make a stealth roll.
I'm getting there. Cheese and crackers.
Totally. Yeah. So there's some sort of bush behind you with lots of green leaves that you just slowly walk back into, and it folds around you. Yeah. So wait, you said what was it you said to the creature, Aya? It was really good.
I told him like he didn't need to die here today.
That's right. You called him a god of the forest. You said you didn't need to die here. Let this not be the day that you die. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
You see him like look down at the body in front of him and look down at all of these snakes next to him. Oh, let's roll 1d6. Oh shit.
It's not a good laugh.
A horrible laugh.
Not a good laugh. That's not a good laugh.
It's me, isn't it? I was 6.
Yeah. He looks at you and he slithers forwards through the trees just a little bit to get a clearer line of sight on you, because he can't respond telepathically to you. And he inhales in order to speak to you, and then his eyes sort of light up, and you see that noxious fume rising from his nostrils again. And so he turns back around to all of these giant poisonous snakes, and he exhales a second
I thought they were
cloud.
his friends. Oh, my babies.
And that's 42 poison damage.
They're all dead.
I think they probably are all dead. Let's double check.
Are they immune to poison?
11 hit points.
They are not immune to poison.
They're not immune.
They have 11 hit
dang.
points, so they just all just like
Oh
just
my
wither.
God,
They just
weren't
wither.
here long enough for me to name them. Oh.
Yeah, and he laughs. He like roars out and bellows his laughter, and he says, "Puny creatures, to think that you could challenge a god such as I." And then he charges through the forest, running at top speed in your direction, Aya.
Okay.
reaching you, and then he slashes out with
I'm
a
gonna use
multi-attack.
my entropic ward.
Oh man, I want to know what that's about.
So, here we go. I basically impose disadvantage on his attack as my reaction, and if it misses, I get advantage on my next attack.
Oh dang, super cool. All right, well, his first attack is going to be to try to bite you, which hits. No, disadvantage.
Misses.
That means he misses.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So you get advantage on your next attack. And then he claws at you, and then he claws at you, and that 26 hits for 9 damage.
Okay.
And then he bites at you. What's your AC? 13? That hits for 8 damage total.
Okay, so
And
17
then
damage.
he claws at you again. And that hits. And that deals you another 9 damage.
Okay, so altogether that's 18, 26?
26.
Okay.
Yes. All right, Ankara. So you've just seen this creature just like blow poison fog across your swath of summoned snakes, and you're there through the woods watching this creature go rushing at Aya and attack her viciously. What do you do?
I don't think I can stay a bear because
No?
I have to do something. I can't go attack him as a bear. So,
Wait, I think I messed up.
I mean, I could, but I'd probably die pretty fast.
Were you counting my AC as 15 by chance?
No.
I do have my mage armor. That I have at will. I have armor of shadows. So
That
it's
makes
supposed to be-
sense.
So if you're 13 plus my dexterity modifier. So I think one of those didn't hit, which is just the claw. Everything
what's your
else
dexterity
hits.
modifier?
2.
So the first bite missed you because it was disadvantaged. The second claw was a 26 and it hit. The third claw was an 11. It missed.
So that
fourth bite was a 15. Yeah, but I only hit you with one claw. So there was a bite, claw, and only one of those claws hit you, even though the damage 9 was attached there.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that actually doesn't change it. The one it would
Okay.
have maybe affected is the bite, which is a 15, but that's what your new armor
Yeah.
class
Okay.
is,
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. All right.
Yes.
Continue
Thank
on.
you for the reminder. Okay, sorry. Darkara,
Okay. Question.
talk to me. Yes,
I have Mask of the Wild, right? So I can attempt to hide in these trees that I'm next to.
absolutely.
Okay. I think I want to do that.
Okay.
Do I need a roll to attempt to hide?
Yeah, you'll just roll a
No.
stealth check.
Okay, dope.
Nailed it.
Hidden.
You are hidden.
I'm gonna turn back into myself for now.
Yes.
Because I'm hidden now. And then I want to call lightning, and I would like to ask a question about the way that lightning and metal.
Oh my god.
Okay, please ask a question.
Can I get extra damage if the lightning strikes the metal rod that is driven through?
It is kind of like a lightning rod, isn't it?
Okay, so hang on. Hide, I think, is an action. So
Okay, then I won't hide right now.
okay, so you're gonna stay out in the open, turn back into Ankara.
Yeah. I gotta damage this thing as fast as I can.
How do I want to play this? I really like the idea. I think you're making really smart plays. I think what I'll do. So what is the damage on Call Lightning?
It is. Sorry, let me just pull it up real quick. 3d10 damage on a failed save, half as much on a successful one.
Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll have you roll a d20, and on a 15 plus, your Call Lightning hit the spear, and in that case, I'll make it 4d10 instead of 3d10.
Oh.
I'm cool with that, and then he'll get his dexterity save and everything else. Okay, so go ahead and cast Call Lightning.
Okay. I think I just have to decide that I'm casting it.
Yeah.
And I just choose I get to choose a point I see under the cloud. So the point is the rod.
Let's see. Call
And
lightning.
it's a dexterity saving throw for the creature.
Yeah. A storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall with a 60-foot radius centered on a point you can see 100 feet directly above you. Yeah, I think you can look above you and see a point in the sky. It's pretty rocky, but because the trees here are kind of craggy, you can see a little more clearly. Bolt of lightning flashes down. Each creature within 5 feet must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d10 lightning damage on the failed save or half as much on the successful one. Awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah. Go ahead and roll. Wait, I would say, okay, so first roll 1d20
Okay.
to see if you hit his spear. No.
Damn it.
So roll 3d10.
Can I try again on the next one? If there is a next time.
Is it a concentration spell? Yes. Holy
yeah.
shit.
Woo!
That's good.
Wow. Yeah, so you can use your action to keep on calling lightning on subsequent rounds. So.
Yeah, and my other question is, since the attack is coming from directly above him, does that mean that this will not necessarily directly call attention to where the attack is coming from, which is where I am located?
It's true that the attack isn't like originating from you, and I think on less arcane inclined creatures, absolutely, they wouldn't necessarily understand you as the origin source. But as we've already seen by looking into this creature's mind, it has a very keen sense of arcane magic that's
fair
happening around it.
Fair.
So it probably is aware of
oh,
what.
Man.
And while you're casting it, you're doing that like Saruman-y thing, right? Or like however in Kara casts of like you're like calling to the storm, you know, like
yeah.
from like behind a tree.
I'm like whispering it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, so then I just took that action, and I still have a bonus, right?
Yes.
And...
but call lightning is a concentration spell.
Oh, that's true. So I can't cast. But what about an instantaneous bonus action, like healing word for Aya?
Oh, healing word. Wait. Okay, hang on. This runs into that really weird thing. Which is the rule in 5th edition that's like about whether or not you can cast two spells with a level.
More than one spell a turn.
That's a good point.
And I don't think you can cast more than one leveled spell per turn. I think that's the gist of it. Even
but you could do what, like a cantrip?
Yes, you could cast a cantrip for sure.
None of my cantrips will be helpful in this situation.
Yes, a spell cast with a bonus action is especially swift. You must use a bonus action on your turn to cast a spell. You can't cast another spell during the same turn, except for a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, I'll just try to stay alive and keep hitting him with lightning then.
Okay, awesome. So this bolt comes down from the heavens and strikes him. Let's see what his dexterity saving throw is like. Hey, successful, which means he takes 7 damage instead of 15.
I'm gonna get
but
it.
Still a little bit. And then all of a sudden, like this small mottled white and brown figure comes darting out from the underbrush, going "Ruff, ruff, 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 ruff." and Velzirathoth just like rears back, and then all of a sudden something strange happens. All 4 of you feel every hair on your body just like stand up straight. And you can even see like little sparks of arcane energy flashing along Velzirathoth's scales. And Velzirathoth sort of like rears back into the air and like uses his tiny little lizard arms to grab his head. So he's like sort of bent over, like he's got like his neck up and like looped down. He's like, rah, rah. And Aya, you feel this intense pressure in your head, and it causes you to close your eyes. And then it feels like your stomach has dropped out, like you're falling. And when you open your eyes, you're soaring in the air. And you look down and you can see the palace spires all around you that you're like flying through and swooping. You have these big like blood red feathered wings that are bearing you aloft through the air. And down off to your left, you can see the forest spread out to the west, the sun high in the sky above you. And there in the forest, you can even see this like blackened patch of dead trees that really looks like if you all were going to be somewhere in this forest, it's probably there. And off to the west of that blackened patch of dead trees, there's this brilliant flash of light as a spear of sunlight fires up from the ground into the air. And it's not like the warm golden red of the sun that hangs in the sky. It's actually a brilliant, like eye-blinding bright yellow. And then you see these like veins of necrotic corruption go sort of ricocheting through this shaft of light, and then the entire shaft just turns black and then collapses in on itself.
Okay. This happens off to the west.
Yes. And I think the other three of you who still retain your full attention to the area around you, you feel like the ground jump just a little bit, and you hear like the crackle of energy echoing and rippling through the air. And when all of this sort of ends, Aya, you blink and you're back in your body. I think you've probably fallen to your knees from the disorientation of all of this happening. When you blink, you're back on the ground, and Velzirathos sort of like blinks and shakes his head, and then he turns to you, and he's right next to you, and he speaks to you, Aya, and he says, "That was not anything natural."
Do I get the impression that he saw what I saw?
You're still like in his brain, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to like delve for a little more information?
Well, it was a concentration, and I took a lot of damage, and I forgot to roll.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Well, so you needed to make a DC 10 concentration check for each of those. So go ahead and roll 3 constitution checks.
Okay.
Cool.
Nailed it. Failed it. You don't need to do the third one. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you've been locked out of his head. You don't know if he saw what you saw. You seemed to have a pretty clear like vista of visual contact with this. You get the sense that he has quite a sensitive attunement to arcane energy. So his perception of this is probably not based on vision, but instead on his mental sort of awareness of what's going on.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. What do you want to do? Like all of this has sort of thrown the four of you a little bit off your game. You can continue to press the attack if you want, but it's obvious there's a moment to like take stock if you need.
Yeah. And I say that. I say, clearly, there are bigger matters at hand. I just witnessed something in the forest to the west. It's clear that you also have a feeling about such things. So can you stop spraying your halitosis everywhere and try to work with us instead?
He looks mildly affronted at your words, but he pulls himself up to a better height and sort of puffs out his chest and says, "That was corruption. I've lost my appetite."
And the corruption is getting worse. So even if you were to kill us and eat us, you'd be hungry again in a week and you'd die of starvation here. So either you work with us, maybe we can even get that spear out of your back, or you continue to be an ornery old cunt of a beast.
He looks shocked at your language. Roll a persuasion check.
Could we say that I'm bluffing?
I don't think he's a cunt, really.
Just bluffing.
Are you so like?
I'm
tell
trying
me,
to be more like. I'm trying to convince him that I really know more than I have let on.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, and you do have a little more information than
I do. That's true.
anyone else
true.
might have. But like, what's your impression of how that fight was going?
I wanted to convince him that we were winning.
Yeah, I'd say there's a bluff there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially after that, like crackling lightning bolt and stuff, and
That cloud is still hanging up above the sky.
yeah, thundering ominously.
There's a bow-legged bulldog at your side, just growling ferociously.
Right. Okay. So I'll do. So you said persuasion.
I think a bluff is fine.
Okay, I'll do deception.
Deception? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, he sort of laughs at you. He says, "It would take years for me to starve. And in current circumstances, I don't think that will happen. But I grow tired of this debate. Take yourselves elsewhere. If you come back this way, I will be sure to devour you." And he just sort of like slithers off gently in the direction of the menhirs. He's not all the way over there yet or anything, but he's clearly like, he's lost his appetite for this conflict.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let him go that easy. I'm a little bit of a nuisance.
Okay.
So I like kind of follow him and climb up and take a seat on the rock here.
Yeah, awesome. He looks at you and hisses like, "Ah."
I'm like, listen, I saw something happen in the woods to the west.
"You're a worse thorn in my side than this." And he like takes a tiny little claw and gestures at the spear.
Mm-hmm. Who did that to you?
"It was a long time ago."
Do you want me to take it out?
Ha! He sort of like laughs and like a little puff of noxious smoke like breathes into your face. It smells horrific. He says, "If you could do that, I would be greatly in your debt, but you cannot."
I think with all of us, especially if we can get Kairos on his feet, we probably could. We're pretty good at things like that.
He just like shakes his head and continues sliding amongst these stones.
As he's like sliding by, since I'm standing up on a rock, I like hop very unceremoniously onto his back and like kind of poke the spear a little bit and start just kind of like look at it, like how deeply is it embedded? Yeah. What would it take to like pull it out?
I mean, it's going straight through him, so it's mm-hmm. like, yeah, there's part of it coming out of his back and the other part poking out of his chest. So you first of all give me an acrobatics check to see if you jump on his back successfully.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. Today. You jump off the top of this rock and you're like aiming to land on his back, and I think what happens is like your cloak catches on the spear, so you just end up like dangling from your cloak on the spear on his back. And he like yelps and yowls. You hear him sort of like, "Ah!"
And I'm like, "Sarek, help me!"
Oh,
he's right there. He's right there.
Someone needs my help now, eh?
Yeah, let's see. Okay, let's put both of you inside of this menhir location. That's where the two of you are. Yeah,
shut up! You're giving away my position.
This is too much for Vizier Thoth. He was like, "I'm gonna let these people go. I'm a little bit weirded out by what just happened, but like, nah. Now you've made yourself a nuisance." Kairos, could you please give me a death saving throw?
I'll be happy to. Yep.
Oh no. First fail.
1-1.
Sark. Yeah, Vizier Thoth went sliding through these menhirs away. I think in order to see him now, you'd have to go into the menhirs yourself. You just saw Aya go like jumping off, and probably you heard a little bit of like what was happening. There's probably an undignified yelp of some sort.
God. I will use sneak to try to get up onto the spear and like either pull it out or pull Aya off. One of the two.
Okay. You're fairly well hidden. You rolled a 17 on your stealth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you sneak over in the direction of these menhirs, aiming to like either pull out the spear or disentangle Aya or something. You know,
sure.
You're gonna make some grand gesture of heroism. It's gonna be amazing.
As always.
let's see. His passive. Oh no. Vilzirathoth's passive perception is at 27.
Whoa!
So
I'm sorry, what?
Fucking sense us on the fucking moon, man.
Hang on, let me double check that. That might not
That means
be
is
entirely right.
that's a plus 17 because it's 10 plus your
He
perception.
senses the world around
So that's a
him.
plus 17.
The
I
ships
might
in
have
the
written that
ground.
wrong. Let me double check.
It was a 7. Crazy. How'd I screw that up?
Oh my god, I can't believe this.
Are you sure it's not 17? It's probably 17.
Let's see. Yes, it is a 17. Literally, that's exactly what happened. Which means that as you slink your way around the corner of a stone, Velzirathoth just like turns to look at you. He's got this Aya dangling from his back spear. What do you do when it's clear that he has fixed you with his eyesight?
God, this sucks. I want to, what do I have that can help me out of this situation where Monster Man's looking at me all nasty?
He's angry. It looks painful. He's got something tugging on this painful spear that's like going straight through his chest.
Sneak attack. I don't want that. What about? Can I use eye for detail to check and see uncover any clues that might help me if I use investigation on how to deal with this situation?
Yeah, you can use eye for detail, and maybe like your Sherlock Holmesing will tell you something appealing.
Right.
Some
Investigation,
appealing
activate.
beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, beep. Amazing.
Tell me everything. I see it all. I knew that he walked through
Wow.
the mud and that his wife was leaving him. And I also know that his children are into smoking now, which is causing him mental stress.
So let's see. You look around and you see like the skins that are dangling from the walls here. Clearly, this is basically his home. I think you can tell from the quality of the mud on the ground that he lives in some sort of subterranean cavern within these menhirs. This spear has runes written along its shaft, and I think like it's not that you have a strong sense of the arcane, but you know that like there's no reason to leave a random magical spear in the middle of a serpent unless there's a reason for it. And combined with like Aya's knowledge that it hasn't found any prey in a super long time, it seems clear that this spear is like metaphorically skewering this creature to a location, so to speak. And also like just straight up, its spear is painful. It's painful, and also now there's someone hanging on it and dangling from it. And your mind immediately filters through your kit of equipment and settles on the healing potion in your belt pouch.
Does my mind also tell me that it wants me to heal him? Does it say heal him, dummy?
You suspect that if you want to return to being in the not immediately fatal graces of this creature, a gesture of healing and providing succor for its pains would probably make it decide not to immediately devour the tooth.
Yeah. Sark pulls out his healing pot, and he has his bow strapped to his back, so he's not like trying to be any dangerous threat. And he's like, "We're just trying to help you. Look, we want to heal you of your wound." And I like hold up the pot very high, like, "Look at this thing."
It hisses in response. You have the time to take an action. You can actually apply this healing potion to his spear wound if you want.
Yeah, can I slowly but quickly, in like a non-threatening manner, like slink over to where Aya is, and I'm like, "Hey, hi," and I just like pour,
As I'm
pour,
hanging.
yes, pour some of this healing potion on the wound.
Awesome. Yeah. It like hisses and fizzes and bubbles against the leaking blood of the creature, but very clearly, like, I think you hear Velzeroth go, that sort of like, it hurts, but it hurts so good.
Icy hot.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Absolutely. It is 100%
Good
the
callback.
icy hot reaction.
Good callback.
Let's see. So that's 2d4 plus 2 healing. You heal him for 5 hit points. Just very kind of it. It's very kind. Yes.
I mean, it could be kind, or it could be just give him 5 more hit points to murder us with. But
Yeah.
whatever, we'll find out.
So he like reaches, like twists his head all the way around. His neck is apparently very prehensile, and he just like gingerly grabs the edge of your cloak in his million fanged mouth, lifts you up, Aya, and sets you on the ground next to Sarek, and he says, "Leave me." And then he turns and he slithers away from both of you.
I really wanted to help him.
Nope, he's screwed. All right, let's get out of here.
I
Let's grab our
know.
dead friend and let's go.
He just reminds me of my grandpa a little bit, you know, with that big old fanged mouth, and he's just grumpy and in pain. I kind of like
through the chest.
kick at some rock.
You have a terribly weird family. We should grab our friends and go.
All right, fine. Also, I saw something really freaky happen to the west, and I think we should probably go there. But
What do you mean freaky? What occurred?
like a giant shaft of sunlight burst up from the floor into the sky, but then it was like immediately overtaken by darkness and it disappeared.
Yes, no, that's freaky. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably take a look at it.
yeah, I guess I wander my ass over to where Ankara is. I'm like, hello.
I'm
Yeah, and-
actually over where my snakes were, and I'm just
So like Kairos is
Goodbye
dead
now.
on the ground.
Yeah, it's
You're
going.
just
Hey,
like, oh, my
quick
snakes.
kiss, goodbye, and then I'll help Kairos.
I love it. I'm happy with this.
I love my snakes.
Are you gonna cast a healing spell on Kairos?
Yeah, I've just realized I was interrupting Jesse though, so I didn't know if we should wait for him to You said you were
I'm
gonna
literally
keep
walking to you.
done. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
Cure
Huzzah.
wounds. Are you doing it as a level 1, just 1d8 plus spellcasting?
Yeah.
Cool.
1d8 plus 3.
hi.
You're alive.
So we won.
This isn't-
crazy.
Congratulations.
You all look remarkably untouched.
Yes, that's what happens when you're very skilled. Don't worry, I like sort of help you up.
I got fucked up, dude. I got poison hit for like 30 whatever damage. I don't look good, all right? I'm like,
He was
You
kind
got,
of
like-
nice though. He's just hungry.
You got like the black veins in your hands where like the poison is coursed through your body and everything. Yeah. So-
I'd like to point out that this entire thing could have been avoided if he had just had a conversation with me, as I initially tried to have.
You saw his hands. He's like clearly very old and clearly just
Old,
very
really
tired of these
guy.
whippersnappers.
Yeah, he's tired.
And while I'm saying this, I'm like setting up like a tiny camp for us to like rest for a second.
Take a short rest.
Mhm.
Right on. Well, let's also take a short break. Come back in another 5 minutes, resume the rest of this episode of the Sunfall cycle, and see what you all feel like doing from here.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
we'll be back in 5 or so. So go potty, go snotty, go do whatever you gotta do. And I don't know what that means.
Do Pilates.
Do
Pilates.
Pilates. I'll see you guys in a little bit. So dumb. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are here with more nonsense and dragon speak. Let's jump into this and get crazy.
So I'm assuming.
DJ Jesse Cox. Like,
Is this how the DJs? Hello, it's me, DJ Jesse Cox here,
Wait.
live broadcasting your
You gotta
favorite
have
tunes.
One ear on, one ear off.
Now from
oh yeah.
1923, you're my darling. Ah, you're my darling, dear. I love you. Listen to these sweet jams. That'd be a great DJ at like a retirement community. Like, your favorite tune from 1936. Darling, I'm overseas. Darling, I'm overseas. That'd be great.
You know what? Totally unrelated, but I feel like this group would be really good at recreating our own version of a fucked up Twilight Zone-esque like series.
Yup.
Like the five of
What
us.
is it? Is there
I
like
could see us writing, acting in, and producing that. Like I think it would be pretty good.
I just want to see Steven be like, for your consideration. A bunch of weird fucked up shit.
Yeah, like Jesse is like trying to be like a DJ, and his stuff isn't taking off, and he doesn't understand why.
Oh,
and
well,
then
it's
because at the end of the
it's just
episode,
shrieking.
My glasses. I had all the time in the world.
yeah,
I had all that I could have read books, but now I'm a mole man. Oh.
yeah.
It's like that thing where like Jesse puts on a record, like a vinyl, and he
Mhm.
hears like, and everybody else is just like,
Yeah,
it's just like shrieking. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And he's like, "Well, I want to take off. God damn it!
Yeah.
What do I gotta do? Cut off an ear?"
I'll cut off an ear. Yeah.
And then I hold my hand there, like, don't you hear the music? Don't you hear
Yes.
it?
Yes.
See, look, we already just did a full episode.
That's episode 1.
That's the darkest. That episode sucks. That one's too dark for me.
Or like, if it's too dark, maybe it's like at the end, it's your music is beautiful, but like you're actually DJing in hell. So like no one there appreciates it because we're like
It
all
pans
demons.
out, and there's a sign that says hell.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of
That's
course.
No. Yeah, that could be it too.
Yeah, the bronze episode is like, you know, she's really nice to people all the time, and people are like, this seems weird. And guess what? It was her twin, right?
Whoa.
And yeah, the Steven episode is that he
I feel like I
thinks
just had a dream about
he's
like,
DMing a game, but really, he's the player. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that
and
means.
you all are the dungeon masters.
Yeah, there's 4 dungeon masters and 1 player.
Yeah.
That one's dark.
That episode might end up on the cutting room floor, but you know, whatever.
Or like maybe he's like actually just like an NPC in a Cosmic Beings D&D game.
Whoa, that's even
Yes.
better. Yeah.
Yes.
See, that's why we need a team for this. Like
We gotta-
Britt's
we gotta
episode is she's
workshop
like really
this a
nice
little
to
bit.
people, and everyone's like, "That's weird," and that's like the whole
And
episode.
At the end, it's like
That's strange.
someone's like, "Wait, are you still Britt Wiseman?" And she turns to like start saying something, and then that's the end card. And that's the twist. It wasn't Britt Wiseman. Oh my god.
It was never me. There is no Britt Wiseman.
That's what she says.
Britt Wiseman died in 1930.
Oh no!
Mike is like,
Oh
ghost.
no!
Oh, it's a good callback because Britt Wiseman's the singer in one of Jesse Cox's DJs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, every episode's connected.
That's a good one.
Yeah, every episode's connected, and it's told to you by our host, Eric, who is the crypt keeper of our series.
Yeah.
Eric's like, "Welcome, boils and ghouls," but it's just Eric and me. You know?
It's just me shaved again.
Yeah. Oh, every episode's connected in weird ways. Like, yeah, that's it.
The Sunfall cinematic universe.
Yeah, this is phase 1 of the cinematic universe. It gets real crazy after that.
So these are the stories you four are telling each other around the campfire.
Yeah.
I assume you're taking a short rest.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right, so we'll -1 on the clock.
Yeah.
Tick tock,
I just burned through all my hit dice to get me back up.
tick tock, Mr. Wick.
I don't have any of that problems. I like sat there and enjoyed everyone's company. For once, I didn't need to heal.
Yep. Yes, so you can spend as many
Before.
hit dice as you want in order to recover yourselves back up. Of course, Io regains her spells.
I just want to show people what's happening on the screen. This is what's been.
Dang, Britt.
Just a lot of rolls. A lot of rolls.
So many rolls.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, we have to share a story. I think Ankara should share a story about being a druid.
Oh yeah, what does that work like? Rations. If you share rations over a short rest, anyone who spent hit dice to heal may re-roll the amount healed and take the higher of the 2 rolls. If you share water, wine, or ale over a short or long rest, everyone may gain temporary hit points equal to their level. If you share pipe tobacco, fine liquor, or other luxuries over your short or long rest, each of you may tell a short tale from your past. If you do, you gain inspiration. Do any of you have pipe tobacco, liquor, or other luxuries?
I don't think.
I think you're all like
I've used it all up before.
right,
Yeah.
full like forest hobo. Like maybe there's like an acorn with some water in it. I'm looking through your equipment. Sarek has a scroll of pedigree.
That's from the patrician.
For the pediatrician.
Whatever.
That's from the baby doctor.
Yeah, I don't think any of you have any luxuries to distribute, unfortunately. But fortunately enough, the Maine is only a short stop away. However, Aya has an Ioun stone of sustenance and therefore always benefits from having eaten. And what that means for you, Aya, is like each time you roll, you can re-roll in order to take the higher amount. So you only got the 4 and then you only got the 10. And if you need more healing, you can spend another hit dice. But instead of spending 4, maybe you spend 3, for example.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah, you've got this like crystal stone that's floating in circles around your head and glowing yellow as it goes, and that's just sustaining you.
Oh God. Okay. That gives me 20. Ooh. That gives me 30. So now I'm topped off, and now I have 2 hit die left instead of having 1 left. So.
Killer.
Oh, and while we're resting, can I do a quick ritual?
Of what sort?
I'm gonna use my Book of Ancient Secrets that I inscribed the ritual in earlier for Find Familiar.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to summon the Blood Raven whose eyes I saw through.
Oh, neat.
I'm gonna try to call it away from Melkart, but I don't know if it'll work.
Yeah, okay, let me see. I want to look at like Find Familiar and see if there's like some way I can make there be like a test of some sort.
battle?
For this. Yeah, totally.
Oh, this
Battle-
is gonna be like
battle
when
for control.
we're like both with the freaking Eye of Sauron,
Yes.
the Palantir.
Oh, is this gonna be when you like fly around that room together? Where you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm in. This sounds
We're
great.
both just gonna be Palantiring.
I don't.
You know, trying
yeah.
to wrest
Can
control
you,
of this
can you
bird.
just do that face again without the hands? Just
No.
Okay, so it costs you 10 gold pieces worth
It
of
was
charcoal.
pretty good though. I think that should be an emote in your channel.
it was pretty good.
Bronze magic.
Hmm.
Bronze Steven magic is what it should be.
Yeah, exactly. All right, awesome. So you're inscribing this circle. So this is going to take you a second 10 minutes because your first 10 minutes you were spending on the resting and recovering
Okay.
yourself.
Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Yes. So so you cast Find Familiar. It costs you 10 gold pieces worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs. So you can just like spend 10 gold.
Okay.
And yeah, so you're like reaching out and calling for Blood of the Lamb,
Mm-hmm.
the raven that you summoned in your vision of the past. Yeah. Okay, I think the first thing that we need to do is make a DC 15 Arcana check to see if you can like work the ritual through the weave of magic in order to connect to Blood of the Lamb.
Okay. No.
Ooh, okay, so you cast Find Familiar and you're searching through the ether, and I think like every once in a while, like these strands of magic that are searching through the world around you for a creature that's an appropriate familiar, like they grasp and like just touch a feather, just a moment too late, and then like the feather whiffs away, and then like you feel like a sticky pool of blood that feels like maybe it's about to take on the proper form of a hawk, and then it immediately like sinks away into the ground and things like that. And finally, after some time searching, it's clear you're not going to be able to connect to Blood of the Lamb, but the ritual Find Familiar does still work for you. What is the form of the familiar that you are searching for?
Well, I'm assuming I'm searching for a bird.
Fair.
Like a raven in particular.
Yes. All right. So yeah, you feel like you can tell that Blood of the Lamb is too elusive, and the grip that Melkart has on Blood of the Lamb is too strong. But you find something else. So you feel the soft, feathery wings of a bird, and your magic sort of like seep in. And I think there's probably like a bit of a parlay between you and a creature as you start to consider whether or not you're going to become bonded in the way that a familiar is bonded to a magic user. And you feel the strength of its wings pumping under the thrum of your magic. You feel the stretch of its jaws, the sharpness of its fangs, and when you open your eyes, there's this serpent in the air with a coiling tendrilled tail and two broad spread feathery wings and a happy little like puppy mouth, like the little like snakes, like a python with a little double boot mouth.
Or they kind of look like they're smiling.
Yeah, and it's looking at you with like really happy eyes, and it sticks out its tongue.
I guess it'll have to do. And I like grab it and like put it on my shoulder, and I'm not the happiest.
Yeah, it slithers like and coils up on your shoulder, and then you feel this little tiny itch on your ear, and its little tongue is like tickling out and like just brushing the edge of your ear.
From henceforth, you are named Marrow, and you will not conduct yourself in such a way.
Yeah, God, let me think.
Let me guess. His name is Marshmallow.
Yes, absolutely. It says, "Hi, Marshmallow."
Anyways, and I like slam the book shut and I start putting it away. And I'm gonna try to play it off to the group like this is what I was trying to do.
Yes.
I just thought we could maybe use a nice forest creature for reconnaissance.
I love that.
Yes, and this one, despite appearances, is very ferocious, knowledgeable, and an elder creature.
Sark is like trying to contain laughter. Just like terribly, he's like, I love that Ankara loves that. He's just like really trying not to burst out in your face with laughter because this is hilarious.
Why do you smell like cotton candy?
I'm shedding my skin. Look. And then it like just like licks, like nuzzles its snoot against a portion of its thigh or whatever, and like scales sort of drip off onto your shoulder. And the cotton candy smell increases. This is a flying snake.
I mean, it's pretty cool, but
I eat one of the shed scales.
Oh my God. What?
I was waiting for you to do that. It's good.
I can't not try it. You said it tastes like cotton candy and its name is Marshmallow. What does it taste like?
Yeah, does it taste like it smells?
It does. But it doesn't have a pleasant mouthfeel. It's like kind of crunchy and gritty.
Sharp.
Yeah.
It's like panko breadcrumbs.
But wait, hold on. But it tastes like cotton candy?
Yes.
I'm in. I go over to Aya too, and I like grab some, and I'm
it
like,
doesn't taste like cotton candy. That's all I need to know.
yeah, I'm like,
I'm not eating any more of it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You reach out, Sarek, and it like opens its mouth and slashes at you.
right. But
I think you withdraw your hand
Yeah.
just quickly enough.
what?
You could probably infuse that in some water, make some like sweet little sugary drink.
You
Can
don't
we
want
not
you
speak of this creature
stupid
any longer?
flying snake that would like
What's
it.
its name?
Dumb and it's called.
Marrow.
She doesn't even
Marrow.
like you,
Marrow.
flying snake.
What?
She doesn't even like you. She wants to call you Marrow, but your name's Marshmallow. And you're stupid. Sark
Its
like
name is
walks away.
Marshmallow.
In a huff.
Marshmallow.
Let's go towards this mode of light. Small creature, go scout ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Here I go. I'm gonna scout. I'm gonna see them. Gonna find them all. Here I go. It just like launches off of your shoulder. I'm gonna find them. You hear it like whispering to itself in the distance. Is it over here? Could it be over there? Maybe it's behind this tree. And then like its head pokes out and then like sticks out its little tongue and waggles it at you.
Oh, you're really proficient in this, Aya. You're doing very well. I can tell. You're very skilled.
Go after it, and if there's any danger, then hopefully it will destroy this creature, and we can go about our day. Aw, let's go.
Awesome. Ankara,
Mhm.
in which direction do you want to go?
I mean, the direction of the.
Yeah, so Aya saw this spark, this brilliant light
Yeah.
off to the
from
west.
So let's go
Yes.
west, maybe. Yeah.
So like in terms of hexes, you can either go like northwest or southwest.
Southwest.
And interestingly, like as you advance, you can see that a little further to the north, it looks like there's maybe almost a clearing in the middle of the forest, and to the south, there's more forest.
Oh, so maybe we
So
should go
these
north.
are the differences in direction here.
Which way do you guys want to go? Towards the clearing?
Southwest, 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 southwest.
Okay, here we go. Southwest it is.
All
Democracy
right, go ahead
in
and move
action.
yourself.
It's more like a caucus than it is a normal
Just
vote.
kind of like shouting. The loudest voices get heard.
That's right.
Whoever
Jesse,
answers me.
Is it more like a caucus?
Hey!
if you're lucky, it is. The hell is this? Another serpent beast.
Amazing. Yeah, cool. So,
Go ahead.
yeah, let's see. Right. Let's just roll that up. Okay. Good to know.
What is it?
Good to know.
You can't say stuff like that. Keep it inside. It's worrisome.
Stop it, kid. You bother me.
That's right, kid. Now listen to
Okay.
this fat jam.
Yeah, let's see here. I think there might be something hidden.
You think, or
let's
we have the?
Do we have to search for it? Like, is this like a lair of something, or what's going on?
No, it's an ambush type situation.
Cool. Super cool.
I mean, it does look like
Super
another
good.
serpent. Like, did we
Super
just?
good.
You left that serpent, and then we just wandered back into its real home. Like, hey, we're here. And he's like, what? Get out of here. You guys suck.
Okay, awesome. So, as the four of you go, you eventually leave the like dead wood area with all the Spanish moss and the sort of soggy ground that seemed to be the lair of this huge serpent beast that you just fought, Velzirathoth. As you go, you do see, as you're leaving this area, these like spikes of bone that are stuck in the ground with these purple runes written up the sides. If you want to take a second to examine these and see if there's more information you can glean, let me know.
Can I just make the assumption that they are the same runes associated with the spear? And
Yeah,
that's
you
what's-
take a
that's what has
look.
them trapped.
And that it's trapped.
Yeah. In the circle of bone.
You can take a look. Oh, I see. Yes, that is trapped within the circle of bone.
Yeah.
So like very quickly you see these circles of bone with these purple runes on it. And I think like based on the information that you all have attained of like it being really hungry and not having any food for a really long time, and feeling like lonely, it's pretty quick to come to the conclusion that it is trapped within this circle of bones. Someone give me an Arcana check.
Aya?
Not
Sure.
me.
Oops.
Oh, and Carve, yeah. Trevor's good at it.
Oh my god, my rolls today. I have +6 to Arcana, by the way.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, Ankara, the runes are incredibly complicated and old, which perhaps even accounts for why they seem a bit beyond you, even though you're more trained in this. So you can't quite make out the entirety of what's going on here, but there very clearly is like a binding and a containing element to these runes. But you're not certain that that's all. There might be more.
Okay.
Yes, so the four of you continue on into just the normal, dense, lush undergrowth of this forest. And yeah, would all four of you give me a perception roll, please?
Oh, hell.
Sure.
Ooh.
Okay, look at that.
Nice.
How do you have a negative on perception and you rolled the highest?
I know. It's probably Marshmallow. Marshmallow's like, hey, look at this.
I found
man,
enemies.
Flying through the
Hey.
air.
absolutely.
Look at this thing.
Hey, I found things that want to kill you. Hey, guys.
It's behind this tree.
Hey, monsters, over there are my friends. Go say hi.
Fucking Marshmallow.
Love
No.
marshmallow.
Marshmallow. Okay, so Sarek and Kara and Aya, the three of you see two things. First, let's see. Yeah. As you're walking through the woods, you start seeing these like half gossamer tendrils through the air that like are visible at one step of your advance, and then as you step forwards they become completely invisible. It's not like if you move your head to the side or look left or look right you'll see it again, but like if you step forwards again they become visible again, and you see these like hanging from trees just a little bit, and it gives you just enough pause to stop and look at like one of the bushes that these strands are hanging off of. And as you're looking at the bush, just like a vine just sort of like slips under the skirt of leaves, just going.
Oh, I'm not going this way. No. I'm not going to be eaten by a plant. I'm not going. That's the most humiliating way to die.
And then Aya, you hear from behind you, "Hey, Aya, look what I found. This is probably a friend."
God. I like groan and turn around and look where he's telling
You
me to.
see four brilliant glowing eyes from up in a tree. They're all off on the left-hand side of a spider's head that vanishes into nothing on the other half. And there's like a disembodied limb grabbing the trunk of a tree, a disembodied spider limb, and like a couple strands of this ethereal spider web. And
Yeah, that's probably not a friend. You should probably not stand so close to it. Personally, I would be very amused to see what happens, but I'm sure that would break Ankara's heart.
It screams in an incredibly high-pitched voice, like the scream of like a young child just shrieking for the sheer joy of it. And then it bolts and it flies to your shoulder and it hides under your hood.
Aw.
Would the four of you roll for initiative?
Oh
God
dear.
Damn it.
Giant spiders.
We don't have tokens, but yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, let's I'll pull you over here so that there's tokens.
Yeah. Ka-chunk.
Where'd the initiative go?
So this thing is barely visible, right?
Actually, roll a 13, but I should be on the thing now. There we go. Boop.
13, perfect. And Sarek rolled a 7. Awesome.
Oh, will you add me, Steven? I rolled it before you went to the next scene.
And Kara is a 12. Yeah, I've got you. Do you not see yourself?
I don't see myself, but as long as you see me.
Super weird.
That's
Super weird. We'll
fine.
do that and then
there I
roll
am.
the 12.
Okay.
That's so weird. Cool. Okay. Let's take a look. Do I have a creature for this? I so totally do. Amazing. So we got one of these doohickeys.
What the hell is that?
Hello, Vine Lord.
And then we've got that one gone, but that one comes to the token layer, and then this one comes to the token layer.
What the hell? They're sexy spider ladies?
That spider lady looks like the spider from that space movie that was like, what was that movie where the spaceship was actually like out in the middle of nowhere and, like they were actually, he was like starving to death, but he didn't
It's part
know.
of that thing that was on Netflix.
Oh, that's what it was. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the one that looked like it was
Whoa.
it was a Blizzard cinematic.
Oh yeah. It was the animated one that looked really good.
Yeah. The one
Right.
it was the one where I don't know the order you watched them in, but it was the first one we saw and it was like
They were
nips
ordered differently
out the
in
gate.
different accounts.
Yeah.
Because I was asking people and they were like, the first one was awesome, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that is the fourth one on mine.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. A lot of nudity in that one, but you know, you're in space,
Well,
so
That's
fine by me.
space and nudity. Come on.
Yeah.
If you can't let it loose in space, where can you? Real.
Facts.
And then Phase Spider 1.
Oh, it's faster than all of us.
Phase Spider 2. Wow. Cool. And let's sort. All right. So excellent. So like there's this Vine Lord like right in front of you all, and then behind you there's a Phase Spider, and sort of off to your right there's a Phase Spider. So that's the circumstances that are currently acting. So let's see, maybe I can name these Phase Spider 1, yes, Phase Spider 2. All right, awesome. So Ankara, are you still the one leading the group?
Sure.
Okay. And it would be like Ankara, Sarek, Kairos, Aya?
Yes.
Or would Kairos have been second?
My dexterity, because it's usually how you do it, like 15. Does that help if it goes before me or not?
Oh no, I mean sorry, like marching order. Sorry.
Oh
You
yeah,
all-
I'm typically second.
I basically always give players priority over monsters when there's a tie.
Oh, understood. That's
Because
fair. How generous.
I feel like it's cooler. Awesome. Okay, so then I think Aya Marshmallow lashes in the direction of your shoulder and zips under your hood. And yeah. Cool. Yeah, this spider like runs down the trunk of the tree and runs over to you, Aya, since you're the last person in this line,
Mm-hmm.
and strikes out at you with a bite. And it misses you entirely. And then it like you see most of it fade away until it's like just this head hanging there in midair, and then the head goes boop and pops out of existence as well.
That's fun. That's nice. It's good.
And then Ankara, because you're in the front and therefore the closest to the Vine Lord you were just
No,
approaching.
Vine Lord. We're friends.
Oh no. So
More
tendrils.
attacks.
This Vine Lord lashes at you with a tendril, bloop, missing you, and lashes at you with a second tendril, bloop, hitting you. I don't think there's actually any damage on that attack. No. You are now grappled.
Okay.
Until the grapple ends, you're restrained. You have disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. The Vine Lord can't use the same tendril on another target. That reaches 50 feet. So tendril number 3 goes striking at Kairos, hitting.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
Whoops.
And tendril number 4 goes lashing at Sarek,
Wow. What?
hitting. So Sarek and Kara and Kairos are grappled. And then, whop, the Vine Lord reels all 3 of you in close to it. And then I think it's basically acting on instinct here. So let's see. And Kara, you're number 1. Kairos, you're number 2. Sarek, you're number 3. It's Kairos. It bites at you, missing.
Have at thee.
Yes. And that's it. Aya, it's your turn. Your 3 companions just got reeled over into the Vine Lord's clutches. And
Yeah.
this spider seems gone. It's probably fine.
Cool.
It's probably not fine. What's the size of this like Vine Lord? Like how much space does he take up?
Vine Lord large. So it's like a 10 by 10 foot
10
square.
by 10. Okay. And how close is everyone else to him? They're like
They're within 5 feet.
they're within 5 feet.
They're
Okay.
adjacent.
So that changes some of the things I can do. I'm and they're like he has them like grappled.
Yes.
Oh gosh. I'm okay. Trying to think here. So I'm not going to hit him with dissonant whispers because he'll take everybody with him.
It's true. Just run away with everybody.
Now he's viney. I'm just going to try something. I'm going to create a bonfire underneath him because that's smaller than my other ability.
Underneath him?
Yeah, because he's large, so it's not going to hit anybody else.
Sure.
It's true.
So cast at what level cantrip? It's a cantrip.
Yep.
So you
But probably it's a cantrip you can like level up.
Really?
Yep.
So does that mean since I have a level 3 slot?
Oh no, wait. Okay. Maybe that's like the thing that it's
No, typically like at level 5, your cantrip gets extra shit. You can't
Right.
cast it at a higher spell level. It just like it goes up with you.
Oh, okay. So I just
Like,
leave that blank.
But I don't know.
Oh God, it didn't do anything now.
where create bonfire. Oh, that's somewhere else.
So it is 2d8 because I've reached 5th level.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not perfect, but maybe it'll like help you guys out because if he catches fire, he'll be like, oh, and drop one of you. I don't know.
Why don't
Sounds
you
like
know
a plan.
exactly how this Vine Lord works?
I don't know how a Vine Lord works.
What's the name of this spell?
Create bonfire.
Wow, that's so weird that I don't have it at all on this list of spells.
It might be from.
Yeah, I think it's from Xanathar's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Create bonfire, super cool. It's a concentration spell, fantastic. Any creature must take 2d8 fire damage. Super cool. And that's any creature in this space when you cast the spell and when
Which
it
is why I
enters the
asked
space
how
for
large
the
he
first
was.
time.
So
Yeah,
I think
totally.
the players are safe, but I think he's not.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so roll your 2d8 damage.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait,
it has to
he has to
succeed
do-
on a dexterity saving throw. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. It's not good at that. It fails.
So then.
He's fired. Get him.
12.
Not bad.
Fantastic.
Get snaked.
I notice if the fire is like particularly useful.
It seems like it's doing a normal amount of damage to
Okay.
a creature.
That's
It's
very
not-
kind of you as a GM.
It's not especially strong nor especially weak. Like he's pretty green. He's pretty sappy.
hmm
Ew. Ew.
Is that all for you?
Yes.
Okay.
I really wish I still had detect magic or my eldritch sight.
Kairos, it's your turn.
Oh boy. So I am still. So just so I understand with the tentacles, it pulled us 25 feet with it, so we're not actually closer to it.
No, it
relatively.
reeled you in closer to it.
Oh, okay.
And you are now right next to it.
Oh hell yeah, cool.
Yeah, and you still have a tendril wrapped around you.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna have to javelin of lightning this thing, not throwing
Awesome.
it, but I wanna smash it. Let's do it.
Nice. Yep, nailed
And
him.
I attack twice. Okay.
You nailed him twice.
14.
14. Okay, no divine smites or anything?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about casting something either, but I no. I'm good. I'm gonna save it.
Right on. Face Spider number 1 runs over to you, Aya, and like runs around behind you
Mm-hmm.
and then bites at thee.
Okay.
That's the Vine Lord, not the spider. Missing, and then it too fades into nothingness.
I don't like that.
And Kara, it's your turn. You also still have this tendril wrapped around like your left ankle.
Most of my spells that I would use would hurt us because we're in distance. So I guess can I attack it with the Staff of the Adder?
You can snake him.
You get snaked.
Let's maybe. Yeah, let's snake him for now.
Snake him. Unfortunately,
Damn it.
your snaking of him misses because he's mostly like a mound of vines. And so like there's just not a lot to bite there.
If I become a bear, will that break me out of the vines?
You know what? I am comfortable giving that to you. Yes.
Cool.
All right. Do I still have a bear out there? No. We're going to grab Bear Kara.
So it's like, it didn't work.
That's a burr. What is that like transparent? Oh, it's not. Never mind. Don't listen to me. So, and Kara's over here. Bear Kara forms, and you just like bust out of the vine. Sarek, it's your turn. Did you want to make an attack, Bear Kara, while you're bonus actioning into a bear?
Oh yeah. I can't do a bear attack while I'm turning into a bear, but
Yeah, you can. The torque.
Oh.
Yep, you've got the
torque,
torques.
I
As
can.
your reaction, you can make an attack while you transform into a bear.
Let's do it. Let me pull that up. Oh wait, where am I? There I am. So I get 1 bite or melee or claw,
Yes.
basically. Okay, let's claw him.
Rawr.
Uh-oh. So we
You
claw.
clicked it twice, but your first one hit.
Oh,
So roll your
yay!
damage. 9 slashing damage. Very
I don't know
nice.
why I'm double clicking so much today.
-9. Killer. All right. Yes. Aya. There's a spider that fades into existence in front of you. And then it bites at you. Ooh, it hits you.
Okay.
It deals 4 piercing damage plus 16 poison. Make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw. You take half as much damage on a successful save.
Constitution?
Yes. Oh, no. Well, you take the full 20 damage.
Okay.
And the creature stays
And-
visible in front of you now.
With my reaction, I'm going to hit it with Hellish Rebuke.
Nice. So that's a DC 14 dexterity saving throw. It succeeds, which means it takes half damage, but it takes 22, so 11. Not bad. And does it have any special? Nope. No vulnerabilities or resistances. So it just takes 11 damage. Very nice. It's your turn, Aya. It's right in front of you.
So first thing, which I hopefully bought the party enough time, it says that create bonfire will ignite flammable objects every turn, like in its range.
Mm-hmm.
Would it spread under the Vine Lord?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Like the Vine Lord isn't like vulnerable to fire or anything. So I think mentally what I have for this is like it's vines, but they're like pumping and oozing with sap, so it doesn't immediately catch on fire.
Okay, cool.
There's probably like lots of smoke, so it's not like a flammable object that's ready to burn.
Oh, I should also see if I keep my concentration up.
Oh yeah, you need a DC 10. Constitution saving throw.
So it's still the fire's still going. Okay, so while that's going, and this bitch is right in front of me, I'm gonna hit her with because I'm like freaking dying. I'm gonna hit her with vampiric touch.
Cool. 18 nails it. What does it look like?
The way my vampiric touch looks is it's really similar to almost like it looks like my hand almost has like ethereal tentacles, and it's very much like a suctioning or siphoning cephalopod type of thing.
Super cool. So that's 8 necrotic damage, and then you also heal for an amount of that, right?
Yes. I rolled very poorly because it's supposed to be 3d6, and I rolled a 3, a 3, and a 2. Yeah. And then I regain hit points equal to half, so I get 4 back. Hoping for a little bit more, but it's okay. Okay, that's my turn.
Nice. Kairos?
So would breaking free of the grapple be my action?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stab it twice again then, and just try to take down the Vine Lord, or at least make sure the Vine Lord focuses me. All right, let's see. If I get a crit, I'll probably smite, but we'll see. Lightning. No.
That's a miss. Your second one hits.
For 6. Not great.
Every little bit helps. I figure we'll go to the end of this round, and then probably we'll have to call it a night because it's getting a little bit late. But we'll finish out this set of players. So right behind you, Aya, oh no, another phase spider appears and bites at you.
Entropic ward.
Missing you.
Okay, cool. So
yeah, so that means that your next attack is advantage.
Advantage, yes.
Awesome. And Kara, your turn. You're bear. You're no longer like entangled or grappled.
Yeah, let's attack this spider that's attacking my friend.
Cool.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Nice.
Next long rest, I'm memorizing protection from poison. I'm tired of this shit.
We have a ring.
Okay.
That's definitely a theme.
Oh, that is a
nice.
necrotic ring.
12 slashing damage. Not bad. And then Sarek, your turn. You're also still
I'm going to use my dagger and stab this thing right in the one that's holding me, I imagine.
Awesome.
Sneak attack?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
doesn't matter though.
Nope, not good.
So I'm like, come on.
You're like stabbing straight through the holes in the vines, like ha. It's like
how's this even happening? This shouldn't be possible. Yeah.
All right, then, companions. Next week we will pick up with the mid-tier battle that is currently underway and see if you can extricate yourselves from this sticky situation.
Because of the sap, right?
Because of the sap and the spider web. All right, thank you, Jesse. Over to you. Take us away.
Just shut it down. We're done. Shut it down. Hi everyone. Welcome to the end of the show. This is the part where I go around and try to figure out what everyone's up to this week. Britt, what's going on with you this week?
Hello, Stilbert Wiseman. As always, not much. Just working. I'm gonna go to Portland to visit my family this weekend before they move to Mexico. So that's what I'm doing.
What?
My parents are moving to Mexico, man.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cool place to visit. But yeah, I don't know. Thanks for hanging out, guys. This is fun as always, and I hope everyone has a really nice weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Steven, what's happening with you?
Basically, just double up what Britt said.
Your parents are moving to Mexico too?
Wow.
You know, I got to give them a call. They don't know about that yet, but
I owe some bad people some money, and they need hostages, so my parents are going.
I don't have a whole lot going on. You can follow me on Twitter if you don't already at Silent Osiris. I'm playing an IRL Invisible Sun game, which is super fun, and that's going to be not this weekend, but next weekend. So I'm stoked about the next session of that, and I'll see y'all next week. I'm super stoked to keep playing some Sunfall Cycle and see what the hell just happened with some ridiculous flashy lights.
I'm curious if all these weird ass creatures are friends.
Yeah.
Like
do
together?
they go to a dance?
Yeah.
Together?
Like phase spiders and a vine lord, like they just all
Oh
hang
yeah,
out together.
that's his two girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vine Lord's like a real like forest pimp. He's cool.
Ooh, spiders.
He's like, yeah, let me tell you about my spiders, ladies. They're like, yes,
Weave me
daddy,
your
and they
webs.
come down. Oh yeah, that's
I
real
hate
creepy.
you guys.
Nowhere is safe from the patriarchy, Bronze.
Oh my god.
It's true.
I was joking about it. If that Vine Lord had like more like weed on it, it would definitely be like a band I would listen to.
The Weed Lord?
Yeah, that's actually a band I really like. Weed Lord's actually a great band.
Is it a flaming weed lord though?
I wish. I would also listen to Flaming Weed Lord.
By the end of next episode, we're all like, I don't know, man. I just feel like we could be friends. Right? That's how that one ends. Bronze, what are you up to this week?
Same old, same old. I'm streaming and all that stuff. So if you need a friend to hang out with at 8 a.m. in the morning, I mean, I won't be your friend, but I guess you could come hang out. I don't encourage parasocial relationships. I'm a good streamer.
It's like halfway through you realize you set yourself up. You're like, if you need a friend, oh crap, I'm not gonna be your friend.
I don't like you. Don't talk to me.
Eric, what's going on with you this week?
Man, so I just got back from Big Bad Con, which is an amazing role-playing game convention. I'm sure if you're on Twitter and follow anyone in the role-playing game stuff they went to, it's freaking awesome. It's really, it's probably the best gaming convention you can go to. I highly recommend it. But this week I have a bunch of stuff starting, and I don't want to like ramble through all of it, so I'll just do it real quick. I'm going to be guesting on a Blades in the Dark game on Roll For It's channel this weekend. It's great. Also this weekend, I'm going to be playing BFF with my friends, and BFF is literally the middle school girl TV show that you always wanted in your life. It's amazing. 1 second.
What?
Seriously, it's a game. It's awesome. It's really good. It's everything that you ever wanted. It's so wholesome, right? And it's designed by Ross and his mom. They made it together. The guy who did Fall of Magic. It's seriously, can't talk about it enough. And then on the flip side of that, I'm doing Miseries and Misfortunes, which is that 17th century super sad historical France, where we're doing some stuff about the Crusades and finding the Holy Grail. So like just both sides of that stuff. Playing Pendragon. I'm doing character creation for it this week. Yeah, right, Steven?
Yes.
I need Pendragon in my life. That's the King Arthur, the role-playing game. It's like, I don't know, there's nothing else quite like it. I definitely recommend y'all going and checking out Steven's old game of that, where we played for about a year. It was super fun.
Which Eric also featured, yes.
Yes. Back when I had a top notch. I look so different, and I'm super cringing. And then lastly, I'm running a D&D game, and I've been like hyping this thing for months, but we finally are getting to like the big battle, which is sort of the midpoint of the game. And I've had two people who were previously in the game are coming back for it, like Avengers style, for this big battle. So I'm super excited for that. I've never done anything like that before, where I get the band back together with 6 of us now instead of just a regular 4. But everyone's on board and super hyped and ready to kill the big bad guy who've been hyping up for 30
But it's the midway point, so obviously you're not gonna. Obviously, it's gonna be like, bye, bitches.
This isn't even my final form.
Yeah.
Oh, have you been reading my notes? But anyways, that's me. I know it went on forever, but I'm Eric Fulgaris everywhere. Follow me on Twitter for all that shit.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's it for us. If you want to, check out all my stuff or watch this on YouTube or whatever you want to do, I'm everywhere. But if you're here already, you probably got suckered in by my sweet Twitch deal. Where am I at? Hi, I'm on Weed Lord right now. That stuff's great. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. These 4 knuckleheads are the best in the world, And we will see you then with an all-new episode. And hopefully, no dying to Vine Lords or Spider Chicks. Although, marrying Vine Lords and Spider Chicks, I think I'm open to at least. So, next time, could it be a wedding episode? Tune in. You never know. Bring your flowers. What? Bye, everybody.
You know, where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze. We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze. Not enough time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze.
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
Yeah, now sing music.
Bring the strippers and booze.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.